I want to do a podcast about brackets.
Parentheses.
No.
The mechanical fixings?
No.
Well, what type of bracket then?
It's like a tournament.
Well, then why didn't you say that?
I did. I am.
Okay, whatever.
Hello and welcome to Movie the Needle, a podcast where two idiots pick a film that we disagree on and talk for way too long about all things cast, production and plot to see if we can move the needle for one another. I'm Simon, and I'm joined in our shed by my friend, James Bond fanboy and Christmas lover Carl, where we'll be pitting the last 16 movies we have covered against each other to determine an overall winner. Memory lapses and Sophie's choices ensue. It's the Movie the Needle Tournament Special, Round 2!
Couple of observations for you from your intro. It's becoming a bit. This.
What did I say?
You've given me two fresh descriptions in that intro. One is idiot.
3.
Three.
Well, idiot.
Yeah, which is fine.
You're happy with that. James Bond fanboy.
Oh yeah, I suppose you have. That's not a fresh one though.
And Christmas lover.
You've levelled the James Bond fanboy at me before.
I've called you an idiot before as well, to be fair.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you probably have. Christmas lover, actually.
Genuinely true.
That's genuinely true. So actually, it is 3 because the other one was friend, which is a downgrade from good friend.
That's true.
I've been in every other single
good friend
episode. What the fuck? What's happened here? You didn't want to talk about this beforehand?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good point. Let's see what next week brings.
Just airing your dirty laundry instead.
Joined by my acquaintance, Carl.
Yeah. Who I am tolerating on a week-to-week basis.
Business partner.
Yeah, you know when you say partner, it doesn't sound business, it sounds gay.
Hey, we do business. Anyway, how was your Christmas?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, great, mate. Love Christmas, mate. Gutted it's over. What about you?
Bit disappointed we weren't able to go see the family or anything because the return of another pandemic. But you know, just glad that I was at your house and had to live there forever. So that's fine.
Where it's always Christmas.
Yes, exactly. Obviously, we're recording this before Christmas, so not had our Christmases, but I'm sure it'll be lovely. But this is our last podcast of the year of 2024. Just forgot what the year was for a second there. Yeah. The end of our first annum of podcast. So yeah, we're going to end on I'm not going to say high. We're going to end it.
We're going to end. Yeah, we're going to end. We're going to end the year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a novel way of describing this sort of thing, but it does simultaneously feel like we have been going forever. And also, I can't believe it's been the best part of a year since our first episode. Yeah.
It's, well, to be fair, we've kept going. Well done, us.
We have kept going, haven't we?
If nothing else.
Yeah.
We've been consistent.
And I would say they said we couldn't, but who's they? They're not listening.
No. I've just got back from picking the boy up from Cub Scout things. Yeah. They've been doing something I can get on board with here. The Chippy Challenge.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so they go round some local chippies and basically taste test.
Oh, yeah,
They
nice.
decide like a winner of the best chips in it. And I was like, I can get involved in this. And then I considered the price to pay for getting involved in this, which was looking after a bunch of lively 7 to 10-year-olds. And I thought, nah, I'm all right. I'll just buy my own chips.
Is this like an organised thing then?
Yeah. They take them round as a big group of cubs to each one. They each bring a bit of money. They buy like some chips. You try them. And then you rate each of the chips.
Yeah.
Simple 5-point scale. You really like...
Yeah.
So the Chinese came out with as the winner for their salt and pepper.
Ah, that's
chips.
cheating.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Well, I think the fish and chip shop was closed that they were going to go to, so they had to
but
go to
they could have
Chinese.
just got chips, and they would have gone. These just taste like dust. But it's salt and pepper chips. That's a dish. That's different now.
Yeah, but it makes me really want some salt and pepper chips.
Oh, I mean, they're good, aren't
or
they?
just any chips. Actually, to be fair, I'm easy. So yeah, I might have to do it myself, but just on my own.
Yeah, fair enough.
You been up to much?
Not really. Watched a couple of films since we last spoke.
What you been watching?
I've only managed to get another one in on the old Oscar trail, which was Zone of Interest.
Oh, I've not seen it yet.
Yeah.
It's one of those I don't think I know anything about it.
Ooh.
Like anything.
Then I think I might be quiet.
Yeah. I might try and keep it that way as well and just watch it.
Do try keep it that way.
Yeah.
Do try keep it that way. Okay. Don't look at my Letterboxd review then.
I won't. No, I don't tend to.
Good. Neither does anyone else. You try come with that cold, and we'll talk about that in the future.
Okay.
The other couple of films I have watched have been Christmas films.
Oh, okay, cool.
I watched Home Alone 2.
Oh, yeah. But so you didn't watch Home Alone? You just watched?
No,
Home
I went
Alone
straight
2?
to Home Alone 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is my favourite anyway. But I was with my nephew, and he hadn't seen that one. So we watched.
He'd seen the first one.
He'd seen the first one. He loves the first one. We watched Home Alone 2. He loved that one. That was a joy. It's as good as I remember. The supporting cast is so perfectly cast. You've got
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
As the
Hotel concierge kind of
concierge.
guy.
Yeah. You've got what's his name? The anti-vax guy.
JFK.
Is it something Schneider?
Rob Schneider? No.
Yes, him.
Rob Schneider's in it?
Yeah.
As what?
Cecil.
The bellboy.
The bellboy, yeah.
Yeah, that is him.
And again, snivelling little weasel. Perfect. And then I forget her name. I think it's Dana Ivy. Maybe
She's
it's
the
not
bird
Dana.
lady.
No, not the bird lady. This is still the hotel staff.
Oh, okay.
She's like the on the desk.
Oh, right, yeah.
Again, just perfect as this like sort of menacing presence. And then of course you've got Harry and Marv.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I actually think, right, people sort of always go, Home Alone 1's better. And actually, more to the point, they say Home Alone 2 is not good because it's just rehashing the first. Now, that is a legitimate criticism of most sequels. I'm going to come out and say for Home Alone 2, that's not fair. It's better than the first. Like, it's genuinely better than the first because you get an increase of the old Christmas iconography that we've now got the big city.
Yeah.
Certainly I always associated, maybe it's just Christmas films rather than Christmas itself, but has been in sort of big city. New York came up a lot.
Yeah.
Snowy New York, that came up a lot. So we have that. The violence is funnier in this one, I think.
What, less sinister?
I don't know if it's any less sinister, but I just think, like...
Because he's like in the apartment and doing it like in there. Right?
You've got the big one that everybody always calls out is the electrified, the skull. When his hair stands on.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a fantastic gag, a really clever transition, really good practical effect. It's a fantastic gag. But the bricks, I will never not love the brick scene. It is so well done and so well choreographed, and they just keep milking it for laughs. So, yeah, I actually think you can make a case for it being a slightly better film. Not that it matters. They're both there. Whichever one your attachment is, watch them. They're both great. But
I think they'll have to be watched before New Year's.
I think we'll watch it again. We'll definitely watch Home Alone 1 with the kids, and then I'll see if I can cajole them into watching number 2 as well, if we've got time. So I think I'll squeeze it in again before Christmas. And then the other one was Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I need to rewatch that because
you got annoyed.
The family watched it without me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't watch it on my own, so I'm going to try and... I'll try and get that in this year.
Hang on, was that last year? It can't have been. Must be
I
this
think
year.
it was last year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. We must have just talked about it when we were just talking.
I think it was last year then. Yeah, because you mentioned it on pod.
Yeah, Christmas does only come once a year, so it's...
There's a Bond joke in there, isn't there, somewhere?
Yeah. Maybe we were talking about Arnie in Predator, and so it came up then.
Yeah, maybe.
That makes sense.
So I'm not sure if I did get to that one last year. Obviously, I've got to it this year. Bloody loved it.
Yeah.
It is, again, I'm going to make the case for it. It's better than you think it is. It is unfairly maligned. The amount of shitty Christmas films that are being churned out these days, where they're just bland as fuck, right? This one, traditionally, hits its Christmas film beats as easy as you like. It's all there. Phil Hartman who was the voice of Lionel Hutz, and I think, does he do Mayor Quimby as well? No, that's Hank Azaria. Who else is Lionel Hutz? Who's in that sort of vocal range? There's a few, though. He did a few on The Simpsons. He's died now, unfortunately, so you
Ken
can think
Brockman.
Or maybe. Has he been retired as well?
I don't know.
Anyway, you think of a character that's been retired, it's probably because Phil Hartman did it. He plays like the antagonist or one of the antagonists in Jingle All the Way. Mm-hmm. He is a perfect shit. He's really, really fun. Arnie's pretty fun in it. Yeah, it's all there. All the ingredients for a really great Christmas film. Loved it.
Any racism undertones? I've heard that being thrown around recently.
Really? Mm. Nothing that leapt out. No.
I've, as I say, not seen it for years and years and years, but it came up. I can't remember why I was reading it. And,
what could that be?
Is there another dad?
Yeah, like the main antagonist is another guy who I guess is African American or is some sort of black guy. I don't know. There's any. I don't know there's any racism in there. No, I don't think.
I remember talking to Will about it not that long ago, and I can't remember.
It washed over me. If it's there, it washed over me.
Fair enough.
Unless it's simply that, of course, the black guy is the villain.
Yeah, I don't know if it's his motivations are different. I don't know. Or
I don't think like so.
That. No, don't know. As I say, not seen it.
No, it's great. It's really fun, and he punches a reindeer, and that is very, very funny. And then shares a beer with it afterwards. So there you go.
That's how I live. I finished The Irishman.
Oh, you got through it. Oh, I know that because I saw your review.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I can actually fairly review it, to be fair, because I watched it over like 3 sessions and not evenly split either. Like it was.
No, well, it tells a tale, that though.
Yeah, and there's lots of decent bits to it. I got quite into it at points, but at others
not enough to finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. Watch King Richard, which we had a bit of a thing on Letterboxd about, slagging off my ratings on Letterboxd. I do have an image to maintain, Carl. If you could just... No, I don't. No, I have nothing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You just feel free. Go nuts on that.
Much like the Coda discussion, there was no real difference of opinion in anything else except the number that had been applied to it. The points of the review.
I have been thinking of a witty and intelligent, thought-through response for days. Not quite there yet, though. So we'll see if anything comes up. But what I did do when you're talking about the ratings, I did re-look at the Empire magazine rating scale. So I remember that being like...
Is that out of 4?
5. No, it's out of 5.
It is out of 5, yeah.
But they've got like a description what each one means. And I remember reading it previously and going like, that seems to fit pretty much with what I'm doing. And so rather than your, forced normal distribution that you have, but let's not get into that. So their thing is 1 star.
I mean, forced is doing some... heavy lifting there. It implies something
I just wanted to casually insult and roll you and move on. I didn't want to.
You sort of every rating system got some sort of forced element in it, if that's what we're saying, isn't it?
Yeah. So 1 star, terrible, avoid at all costs. 2 stars, a mediocre title, has some redeeming features, but is generally unexceptional and may not be worth your time.
Yeah. Let's come back to that. Go on.
3 stars, good. This is a recommendation. Film may not be perfect, but the review is largely favourable.
Yeah.
4 stars, very good. An outstanding title is definitely worth your time. I mean, I think very good and outstanding in the same sentence is a bit weird, but fine. And then 5 stars, unmissable, an incredible release. So we're saying incredible is better than outstanding. That you owe it to yourself to see, a potential classic.
Yeah, I mean, I can see we come from the outstanding sort of grade, but...
You get the idea. You get the kind of... You can kind of go, oh, okay.
Those descriptors, I think it's pretty hard to argue with them and the way they're sort of falling on the scale.
Yeah.
The problem is that people... Read me number 2 again.
A mediocre title.
People have a problem applying mediocre as a label to a film.
Mediocre meaning average?
No.
Or mediocre being
average.
Right.
Mediocre. Less. People have a problem saying something is worse than average, like you did with King Richard.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to get into this too much detail.
No, I don't know. But like they do though. That's
yeah. That's fair. So I think I might start just basically using that as a rough starting point structure.
It's a great scale.
Yeah.
It's a great scale. You say about forced distribution. That's very, very similar to how I, when I'm going through, where am I going to put it? Those descriptors are very, very similar to where I'm thinking when I'm putting things in there. The problem isn't the scale. The problem isn't how things logically fit into the scale. The problem is that people just have a problem going, no, I don't want to call that bad. So they'll do something like, oh, it was fine, therefore 6 out of 10, King Richard. And it's like, well, it's not really 6 out of 10, is it, Simon? Because there's nothing really going on there. He's like, well, I don't disagree with anything you've said. I just don't want to say it's a bad film. I don't want to say it's mediocre.
Largely favourable.
Yeah, largely. Yeah, but that's not what you mean, is it? Really?
Yeah, it's not perfect, but largely favourable.
Okay.
More positives than not.
Is there?
I thought so.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
We'll see. Anyway, and the other one I saw was 7. Watched was 7. Which, can we just briefly discuss how 7 is written in the title?
Yes.
I get that it appear like that on the poster, for example, right? It's quite a good thing. I don't know why the 7 means it's a V, because it doesn't even look like a V. But it seems to be that is just how it's written. It's just SE7N. So S7.
It's a 7.
It's a 7N. Yeah. So have we been saying it wrong, and it's actually called S7N?
Yes, Simon, we've been saying it wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was that caught on?
Why?
How did they get away with it?
S7N?
Emma had a choice of movies.
Right. But does
and
she not know the criteria?
S7N. Well, it was one that I didn't watch as part of the last block of Oscar things we did. It wasn't nominated, didn't win.
Yeah, which is why you didn't watch it.
I wanted to rewatch it around that time because I wanted to be able to comment and say like, "Oh, that should have done better than it did."
Should have done better than it did.
But yeah, it should have. So I didn't get around to it. So and Emma's been talking about it for ages. So what did she do? Fell asleep in it.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed that, did you?
What did you think?
I liked it. It's not right up there on the scale. I would say very good, an outstanding title. It's definitely worth your time.
4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That could be.
It was. I'd rated it originally when I first saw it 3.5. I think it's a very well made film. Yeah. So I think it's a solid 4 for me. Anyway, you got anything else? Any apologies or anything you want to bring up from previous episodes?
We've had a message.
Oh, excellent.
Now I think we have already clarified this on a pod that has perhaps not yet been released at the point.
Well, we don't like to repeat ourselves on this podcast, Carl. So,
no. So it's from my friend. He knows who he is, who has been accused of shitting himself by your friend Will.
Yep.
Well, your friend, that was a bit cold.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've never met him.
No, I know, but that sounded like I was forcing some
friend
distance
of the pod,
in between
Will.
us. Yeah,
there we go. We'll do that.
I didn't mean that. That came out all wrong. Well, which segues us back into to my friend. He knows who he is. Yes, I think this is around him and his problems watching the film 88 Minutes. The accusation has been made by a friend of the pod, Will, that he literally shit himself. I think they were the words he used. He literally shit himself. Martin did not shit himself.
Oh, Carl, I think you might have slipped up there.
We'll bleep that out.
Okay.
I think the threat was there, but yeah, nothing more than the threat.
Good. So anonymity is intact.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
We'll fix that in post.
Good. All right. Well, let's get to the tournament. All right, this is how it works. So Carl has developed some cutting-edge software to draw each movie into 2 halves of a knockout-style tournament, or bracket, as the Americans like to call it. Think the World Cup, but a lot shitter and for movies. So
It's in keeping with the technology.
So one half of the draw will contain the 8 movies that I initially liked and Carl didn't, and the other side will contain the 8 movies that Carl initially liked and I didn't. However, there is a little bit of behind the scenes tinkering with that because we didn't actually have a straight 8 and 8 split this year. So we'll come to that. Each movie will face off against another on each side of the draw until we are left with a finalist from each side. So basically, one that I initially liked will face off against one that Carl initially liked, and we will then determine an overall winner, as well as the, obviously, runner-up and a bronze medalist. Don't worry, we aren't going to fully reveal all of the movies again, or in actual English, we aren't going to fully review all of the movies again. We will discuss each briefly on cast, production, and plot, picking a winner for each category, with the one that reaches 2 points in each matchup progressing to the next round.
And you'll pick up the rest as we play.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd listened to the first episode, you'd know exactly what was going on, but fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
That got quite drunk.
Yeah, that was a shoddy episode.
Okay, let's get on with the draw.
Okay. The first name out of the hat is The Departion. That's The Martian, isn't it?
Please don't do that for all of them. It'll confuse the fuck out of me.
Matt Damon departed.
Yeah, I like it. It just, I didn't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
So it's The Departed versus Shitlash.
Which is Whiplash.
And it's not even The Departed, it's The Martian versus...
This is why you shouldn't do it. It's got confusing already. So The Martian versus Whiplash. Ooh.
I mean, I don't like either of The Departed or The Martian. Good. It's fine.
That'll be fun. I can have my way with you.
Well, no, but I'm just saying it doesn't matter if it's Departed or The Martian versus...
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. It helps if I listen to what you actually said rather than just guessing. Go on.
It does, doesn't it? So, there we go. So, The Departion versus Shitlash. Oh. Then we've got Bad Astra. Hey?
Yeah.
Hey? Versus Joker.
Versus what?
Joker.
You couldn't come up with anything with that one, then?
No, it's difficult, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Choker?
Yeah, Choker, maybe. Here we go. So we've got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
which is the one that I initially didn't like, but did come round to it.
You did come round to it, and because you needed an extra one to balance the draw,
could have a 9v7. That'd be crazy.
That's the one that you've taken on board as your own, and that's up against Pootropia.
It's a good one to face, to be fair.
Yeah. Then we've got The Shitmare Before Christmas. Versus In Bruges.
You couldn't come up with anything about
No, but you know, as you look at In Bruges, I thought it'd be quite funny if it was In Brogues. So just like they did the whole film wearing brogues, like just as you read In Bruges, like, In Brogues, that's quite funny, isn't it?
Just complain that they were like rubbing his heel.
Yeah. Are you all right there? It's these fucking brogues. They're brand new. I only got them yesterday. Oh, Jesus.
Size tree.
So there you go. So that's the first half of the draw. We've got The Martian versus Whiplash, Ad Astra versus Joker, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation versus Zootopia, The Nightmare Before Christmas versus In Bruges.
Okay, so moving on to Carl's like side of the draw.
So we've got Quantum of Solace versus The Death of Stalin.
Oh, interesting matchup.
Scrooged versus Mummy.
Oh, good. Okay, yep.
Predator versus Lost in Translation.
Oh, it's a tough one for Carl from the get-go there.
I'm not happy that they've come out against each other straight away. And then the Polar Express versus, of course, the Mexican.
Yeah, because we obviously knew that was the last one to come out because all the others were taken, right? Okay. All right. Well, before we get started, Carl, we should probably get things kicked off properly and unveil the tournament ale.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I was going to message you today, going, "Do you know it's going to be a dry one tonight?"
Oh,
because I've been a bit under the weather.
Yeah.
And then you messaged me saying about notes.
Notes.
And I flipped open my notes to see what we'd done last time around for this bracket.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be nothing.
Yeah,
but just the act of me flipping over, I know we joked about Pavlov's dogs.
Mm-hmm. You made it.
I was just like, sod the dry one. We're having some beers. Some tournament beers.
So what do we have? Behind the curtain he goes into the fridge. There's a lot in there, mate. Oof. Are we bottles? Are we in a bottle? It's a bottle.
So the first one, pretty straight down the line because we are bidding to find the McEwen's champion. Sounds like it's sponsored, doesn't it?
Sponsored by McEwen's. Thank you very much. So an award-winning premium beer, 7.3%, full-bodied, smooth and complex. Well, could be describing a lot of the films on my half of the draw there. Full-bodied, smooth and complex.
I'm not sure about that, looking down this.
No, I mean, neither am I, to be fair. All right, we'll crack these open and then we'll get on with the first matchup. Okay, so let's kick things off with the round of 16 on my half, the Carl me like half. And the first matchup is The Martian versus Whiplash. So let's compare the casts here, Carl. So we've got old Matt Damon leading things off, supported ably by the Mexican who could definitely never be a bloody astronaut, could he? Jesus. And then going up against Miles Teller and old J.K. Simmons.
Oh, dear.
What's your initial leanings there? Just on that, I know you really didn't like Whiplash.
Well, J.K. Simmons is excellent in Whiplash.
He is very good.
I am much cooler on Miles Teller. I think people say, "Oh, he's excellent," because J.K. Simmons is excellent. I think they're too easy associated. I think
Boy did drum good though.
I think there are levels, and I think J.K. Simmons is well clear of Miles Teller in that film. That being said, I'm not overly enamoured with the Departed cast either.
The Martian.
Oh shit! I've really fucked myself over by putting the Departed on this. I'm not. If it had been the Departed cast, Leo would have been swooping in to save the day.
Yeah.
The Martian cast. No. And we talked a bit about my problems with Watney as a character, and I think I probably would lay more of that problem with the production than him. Mm-hmm. However, I think Simmons alone,
he's
probably enough to swing that.
Tour de force. Yeah. Although it's largely a Matt Damon focused film, it's quite a large supporting cast, whereas in Whiplash it's very much just...
Most of them are just
meh. I mean, Daniels was good.
Jeff Daniels was good. He was the shining light in the supporting cast.
I'm trying to think of anyone else. Nah, not really anyone else stand out was there in the supporting. They're all fine. Yeah, I'm happy to go for Whiplash for the cast there. Okay, good stuff. Production. So The Martian. This was the old Ridders. The Mars stuff, very good. I thought did well with it seeming like it was on Mars. I've never been there, but I imagine that's kind of what it's like. Whiplash production,
a mixed bag, ranging from looks incredible to they've made some very shonky decisions. I think.
Well, you had problems with it not even looking like it was playing what was being sounded as well, which I definitely didn't notice. I think that comes into production for sure. The Martian, I might have to go consult.
Well, so my issues with The Martian were pretty much only around the camp direction it took.
Is that plot or production?
No, it's a production decision because he's chosen to lean into the disco music. He's chosen He's chosen to have
spacesuits are awesome though.
He's chosen to not just have Watney as a competent, struggling, silent presence on screen. He's gone in a different direction with it. I didn't like, but The Martian's a terrific looking film throughout.
Yeah, great sets, cinematography. There's a bit of interesting stuff. They had like the GoPro style stuff and all of that diary format. They mixed it up a bit.
It's close for me. If you want to leave this hanging, we could go plot.
We'll come back.
Because
we'll see if it makes a difference.
Not close for me on the other one.
So plot. So you say it's not close. What's your?
The Martian has a good plot. It's not without its flaws. It goes a bit Hollywood at the end, but it has an interesting plot. The plot to Whiplash is fucking ridiculous.
What do you mean? I mean, come on,
childish, mate.
It's deep and complex, and it's saying so much.
Don't do that. the plot in Whiplash is silly. It's not good. It's one of the weakest elements of the films. The Martian has a proper plot. You have what's going on at home and all the political ramifications of that and all the rest of it, and then you have him going through his day-to-day struggles and his setbacks as well. It's not like he nails the potatoes and then that's that. You know, he's got a proper plot line through that.
It's not like he just nails the potatoes.
A bit weird, wouldn't it? Mind you, he was alone for a long time. So.
Maybe he did nail a few potatoes. There's moisture there.
You know, yeah, well, look, who are we to say what you wouldn't fuck after
Jack a potato.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, there you go. So, the plot is a stronger point of the
Matt
Martian,
Damon, potato fucker. Sorry.
It's an easy point for the Martian for me on the plot.
All right, I'm happy to go with you on the plot then for The Martian, which brings us back to production. And see, the thing with Whiplash, with the production, is that I was so enthralled with it all and taken away and taken on the whole, like, lost in it, both on initial watch and subsequently, that is a production thing. I remember, you know, it's from the get-go, the black with just Whiplash and then going straight into the drums and all of that. I liked all of the little musicy bits in between it. The Martian production is also good. Great sets. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm reluctant Martian. The Whiplash is like, it's like one of my favourite films ever. So this is going to be a tough loss if it goes.
This is like when you put About Time through over Star Wars.
Don't remind people, Lord.
I mean, for me, when
it.
you talk about production, Whiplash gets carried because it looks so not just good because it's very well executed and looks so different. And so it gets a lot of people going, wow, so that sets it apart. And it's like, okay, is that necessarily... And it does look great. Is that necessarily better than a more traditional good-looking film like The Martian, for instance?
The Martian's going through. There we go. Oh, fuck. Here we go. I hate this. Why do we do this? It's awful.
The thing is, though, for all that people happily throw out their 5-star ratings for Whiplash, just remember, nobody really cares. Nobody went to see it. Nobody will really rewatch it.
Wait, you're talking about the podcast episode or the film?
Well, if we were to be embodied by, no, we don't even look that good. No, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm going down a dead end there.
We do have an angry bald man.
Yes. There you go. Okay, right, The Martian through.
Okay, so next it's Ad Astra versus Joker. Oh, this is another tricky one. So, cast. Okay, so
not too dissimilar.
Phoenix
to the last one.
Phoenix, excellent. Not a lot else going on. Well, De Niro's in it. He's fine. He's decent enough.
Okay.
Good in that. But it's very much a one person.
Gary's
really
good. I like Gary.
Gary's good. Old Zazie Beetz or whatever her name is
yeah, she was pretty good actually.
Good.
Oh, you might have Amanda here.
Ooh, and Ad Astra we had Bradley Pitts.
He was very good.
Yeah,
very good at it.
That was Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
And
Why?
then Tommy Lee Daddy.
Yeah, who wasn't? I think
Joker.
I think as you listed those names, I think Joker.
You think on initial?
The cast, yeah.
All right, we're going for Joker. Production. Ooh. So Joker gets some points because they made that feel like a complete shithole, didn't they? You got the whole feeling of that and the extra graffiti that they added on and all of that jazz.
It's really not too dissimilar a discussion to the one we've just had for me, actually. Joker looks great. I have some problems on the production with some of the decisions they've made in terms of like the direction they're sort of taking. But it does look great. Ad Astra, we talked about its aesthetic.
Yes.
And it was very single-minded in that regard, and it definitely hit that.
The moon buggy chase thing was cool.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah, it was really good. But we know it was bogged down with production problems at Astra. Because
Pitt throwing his weight around.
Yeah, Pitt and studio, and then, you get your other director in to finish bits. That's never a good sign. But for what actually makes it, does that necessarily mean it's worse than Joker?
Oh, I think we might have
Joker
to
did look really shittified.
Yeah, like really shittified. Intentionally.
Yeah.
Let's come back to it.
Okay.
Skip to plot. Ad Astra plot, very straightforward in that it's man seeks daddy.
Mm.
And he has a few hiccups along the way.
Yeah, I know. It's got all of these loose threads hanging out all along the way.
Are they loose threads?
Yeah, they're like half-assed ideas, aren't they? Like,
Yeah,
just why were there monkeys in space?
The monkeys in space. Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh no.
Why did they talk about religion twice and then never again? Oh, because it was going to go in that direction. Then they changed their minds. And just why do we keep seeing Brad Pitt's wife?
Oh fuck. Oh, I forgot about the wife.
Which you can say are production.
So did they.
You can say production problems, but I'm not sure. When we put that through the lens of plot, I'm not sure you can say it's necessarily straightforward.
If it's counting for production, then it counts against it on production.
I thought it was muddled. However,
Joker plot
didn't enjoy. Very boring.
Well, there isn't really a plot, really, is there? I mean, it's I suppose it's one man's descent into.
Very boring. I'll tell you where I'm at. I was at least. And this is partly because it looks really good and Brad Pitt's really good. I was at least very curious to find out what he found when he was on his journey through space. So from a plot point of view, Ad Astra pulled me in much more. Well, unfortunately, his only daddy, who doesn't love him, spoiler alert, which was a letdown. But from a plot point of view, the plot did a much better job of holding me in than Joker did. I found Joker much more boring. So there you go.
And I think my interpretation of Joker did a lot of the heavy lifting on the plot thing as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
How you viewed it, and maybe that wasn't necessarily. I still haven't seen Joker 2
we're
yet.
not sure yet, are we?
I've got a sneaking suspicion that might be. All right, that means it comes back to production.
I can go either way on this one, honestly.
Me too.
Because they've both got some really good aesthetics going on.
Tell you what, I'm going to put Ad Astra through because then it's Ad Astra versus The Martian. I think
This
that's an interesting match.
Is like when he put About Time through against Will. He's going to be fucking pulling his hair out right now.
I don't think he liked the Joker, did he?
Will doesn't like the Joker.
Does he like the Joker?
Yeah, he likes the Joker. Yeah.
I think I'm going to put Ad Astra through just because it did look fucking cool. They got an aesthetic and they did get to. Oh, but they did have the wife and doing all of that shit, and it was a complete mess.
But
Joker.
I love that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a draw, but we can't do draws.
No, you can't do draws.
Fuck it. Ad Astra's going through. Why not? Who cares? Right. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation versus Zootopia. Oh, okay. Cast. Oh, difficult when you've got an animation here, isn't it?
Ease.
Right, let's do Lampoon's cast first. So obviously got Chevy Chase. He's doing good stuff. The wife was my favourite character in this. She did a good job in there.
You've got Randy.
Randy.
Not Randy Quaid.
Yes,
it's Randy Quaid.
Yeah. You're right.
You looked at me like
I heard
that.
Newman.
Myself.
I heard Newman for some reason. That's just like Randy Newman. It's Randy Quaid. Yep. So that's decent. Zootopia. You've got the.
A lot of them weren't brilliant. Like Jason Bateman, the sexy fox.
Yeah. Oh god, the sexy fox. I forgot.
Julie, whatever. Not Julie. Judy Hopps is the character name. I can't remember her name.
Jennifer Goodwin, right?
Jennifer Goodwin. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with a G.
Yeah, I thought she was fairly poor. I thought Idris Elba was poor.
Yeah,
Steve Buscemi was really
J.K.
good.
Simmons was back there.
J.K. Simmons was pretty good.
He was the lion.
Well cast as a lion. It was much more of a mixed bag, I think, the cast on Zootopia than National Lampoon's.
Yeah, it's definitely not its strength. I thought Bateman was very good. I did think Bateman was very good. Very well suited for it. Jennifer Goodwin, not so much. Idris Elba, not so much. J.K. Simmons was good, but only a minor part in it.
There's another good one. We're forgetting one.
In what?
In Zootopia. I'm sure there's another good turn in there.
Not that I wrote down anyway.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about the Godfather mouse.
No, but that was good.
All right. I think Lampoons gets that one for cast. Production. This is a tricky one.
Some of the animation in
Beautiful.
Zootropia was very good.
This is a difficult comparison, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do animation versus what was in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation that we
National
liked.
Lampoon's had
So they
that.
had the exploding cat. That was fun.
Yeah. National Lampoon's had that magic look about it, which is just 80s America.
Yeah,
I loved it.
had some good stunts.
It did.
It had like the physical comedy stuff. It had the driving bit of the first bit.
Yes, it did. It had the sledge joke in it, though, you didn't like.
That was shite. Yeah, that was pretty bad. What else did Zootopia have on production? World building was good.
World building was good, yeah.
Yeah. Looks great. Animal design was good. The fox was very fuckable.
Apparently so.
Apparently. Ooh.
It's tough.
Ooh. Oh, I think I might have to give it to the real humans.
That puts it in
Puts it through.
2-0 already.
It does. But we'll go through the motions.
Oh, no, but this is going to seem like a pity point now because plot for
It was very good,
Zootopia
actually, wasn't it?
was good
Zootopia.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it?
They had a proper plot.
And the plot for Lampoons is, there's
Yeah, it's just
simple, straightforward.
simple, yeah. We're hitting some Christmas beats, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I think National Lampoons goes through then. Oh, this isn't looking good. This is not how I hate doing it. Why do we do this? It's so horrible. Right. This is going to be a pretty straightforward one. Nightmare Before Christmas versus In Bruges.
Just to pick up what you just said there, right? There is a nice thing about doing this because it demonstrates how analysis is a load of fucking shite. Because we sit down, right, and we've got this arbitrary format, which is we're breaking things into 3 things, and you end up putting films through that you like less.
Yeah.
Because you go, well, I can argue what I think on these made-up lines, and I can make a case for a particular film.
But if you went like, which one do you prefer?
Yeah, which one do I actually like more? Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, whatever anybody else says, whatever they try to tell you about this, that, and the other, all that ever matters is how much did you like
Yeah,
that?
so far, 3 of the 3 matchups, each of my least favourite of the 2 have gone through, for sure.
Yeah.
Or lowest rated, I'd say probably as well.
Yeah.
So this format's bollocks. What are we doing? We have to mix it up.
Fun in it. But yeah, it's like, it just is a good reminder of it's all nonsense. All ratings, this, award, all nonsense.
Quick, keep putting everyone out of a job. Right. Nightmare Before Christmas versus In Bruges.
Oh,
I mean,
easy one to cast.
The cast is In Bruges. I mean, just nailed straight away. Just because obviously Ray Fiennes for you was just nailed on. Loved that one. Didn't you?
A tour de force as that Cockney gangster.
But the other 2 you did actually like.
Oh, they were very good. Yeah, very good.
Production. Oh, look, I think I might just jump straight to the chase here. I think In Bruges is going to win 3-0 on production. So it's... Well, no, fuck that. Actually, no. Let me think. Claymation gets extra points just for being Claymation.
Well, this is the thing,
It's
right?
amazing.
And we said this on the Nightmare Before Christmas pod. As a technical feat, it is incredible.
It's got a look.
It literally
It
takes
sticks to the
years. They have no doubt achieved exactly what they set out to. And we mentioned about how claymation as a medium means that the attention to detail that you see only exists because somebody did it.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic feat. Does that mean that it's therefore better than other films because of that? Not really.
So production-wise for In Bruges, you'd probably say that was the weaker of its 3 areas.
Yeah, but
not bad.
But we
It's
talked that
just-
up quite a lot, though. We talked about how well they pieced their shots together, and there was some well-constructed jokes in terms of the callbacks and the way that they
looks
put,
very
put
pretty.
people in frame. And I think I called out like a bit of an Edgar Wright Hot Fuzz type joke where they sidle into shot and repeat a line with their wide eyes when they're, do you want any cocaine? and all this sort of stuff. So maybe it was the weakest of those 3 bits. It was still really good in Bruges. Mm-hmm. Still a really well-produced film. I don't know. I mean, the claymation is genuinely...
In Bruges is definitely going to win on plot anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It's true, because it was a really, really good plot.
Yeah.
So,
And Nightmare Before Christmas, it's limited somewhat in that it's an 80-minute children's film.
Is that the first one where you might go, oh, I did actually prefer In Bruges?
Yeah, I did actually prefer.
There we go.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's
we've got one of my favourites in, so that's good.
Yeah.
I'll give Night Before Christmas the pity point for production, just for niceness. But that is In Bruges through. Okay, should we do your first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, go up to the top. Okay, so back to the round of 16 for Carl's half. So the Carl like, me no like. So it starts off with an interesting matchup. Quantum of Solace. So Bond versus Death of Stalin. So Bond versus Stalin.
Indeed.
Cast, right. So Quantum of Solace. Obviously, you've got Daniel Craig. You got Olga Kurylenko.
Yeah, she was good.
You got Dominic Green, played by the little guy.
Is it Mathieu
Almonic?
Amerique, something like that.
Yeah. And obviously Dench.
Oh, Dench. Oh.
And then Leiter.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright as well.
Jeffrey Wright.
David Harbour playing a shit as well.
Played it well. Yeah. So big cast. But the Death of Stalin cast.
Oh, it's a bit of a clash.
Pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Led, obviously, not by Buscemi. He's in it.
Yeah, he's great in it as well.
But Jason Isaacs was the highlight for us both.
Isaacs.
In terms of Death of Stalin. But, you look all the way through that cast, there's really good performances. Other ones that we particularly liked were, as he struggles to remember anyone in the film, Simon Russell Beale as Berry.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Tambor. Being Jeffrey Tambor.
Been weird. Yeah, been weird guy. Jeffrey
And Paddy Considine. I forgot about Paddy Considine. He was great.
He was good.
Michael Palin.
Yeah, but he was okay. He was all right.
Andrea Riseborough.
Yeah, she was good. And then Rupert Friend was good as well. Like I said in the production bit, I'd have lost one of those, but they were both really good at what they did. It's really tough. On both of those casts, I am going down just going, yeah, they were great. They were great. And it's not just like you're dealing with any film in the Quantum of the Solace Age. Queen to the Stone Age. Quantum of Solace. Either because
Giancarlo Giannini as well.
Yes, exactly.
Mathis.
We said on that pod, just following up, what we both think is the best Bond film in the franchise. And obviously it's not hitting those heights, but it's getting up there. You know, it's a reasonable bedfellow. It's not like someone's going, what a disappointing follow-up. I know that's what people actually said.
Yes.
However, they're wrong. We've been through that.
Well, we said, as a reminder, it's basically you watch this as a double bill. You watch this as two parts of one movie, and it works a lot better.
And this is the film
4
where
years apart.
Dame Judy and her Dench come to the party. This is the film where Jeffrey Wright and his lighter come to the party. So, yeah, it's tough.
Do you want to come back to cast?
Let's just come back to it, because I think I've got a clearer picture on the other two sections.
Right, so production, fucking editing for Quantum of Solace. Big
killer set
downer.
pieces. Yeah, killer set pieces.
Killer of set pieces. Now, Death of Stalin production, that's a difficult one to... I mean, it's...
No, I like it.
It's not bad, but it's not showy. You know, it's not as many things that you're going to talk about as such with the...
It's not, but similar to what we just talked about in Bruges and what you talk about with Edgar Wright stuff, with Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and whatnot, how tight it is when they're doing their exchanges back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
How well they sort of structure things and the shots where you get somebody's reaction just at the right time when you need it.
Very quotable as well.
Very, very quotable. I think it's a very well-made film, Death of Stalin.
And not using Russian accents.
Another great decision. Just could go with your own accent. I mean, I know Jason Isaacs is putting on a Yorkshire accent, but, you know, we're not leaning into some sort of parody here. The accents are almost a character in themselves in that regard, because we get just be yourself and we'll have this big old melting pot of different accents. I think adds something. I don't want to say just for the hate crime of the multiple cuts, because I think Death of Stalin's better than that. But let's give the point to Death of Stalin on production, I think.
Okay, fine with that. So that brings us on to plot.
Now, plot, again, I'm pretty comfortable where this point goes, because for as maligned as Quantum of Solace is, one of the things that's often thrown at Bond films, certainly as they get sort of newer and more extravagant, is that the plot can get a bit bogged down. That's not the case with Quantum of Solace. It's tight, it's accessible, it's very direct, and it manages to do that in a short time, and it does have a standalone plot, and it also nicely wraps up the plot of Casino Royale, because we've got that continuation. And Casino Royale did have some of those problems. You are left going, well, I'm not quite sure. Do I follow that? Do I not? Is he good? Is he bad? What's going on now? And Quantum of Solace doesn't have that. It's much more tight and direct on that score.
I don't know. It's definitely not an elaborate.
No.
It's definitely not an elaborate plot.
Not at all.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because if you're treating Quantum of Solace as a standalone movie in this, as you're just doing it as this versus what it's up against, then it does somewhat use Casino Royale as a bit of a crutch, doesn't it, in terms of the plot? Because it was just on its own with that.
You would have some bits for sure where you would go, so who's Vesper?
Yeah. What is it? What is this Vesper? Why is he so upset about a motorcycle?
I don't know that it necessarily gets in the way, though, right? Because you would go, so just some love interest who we don't quite know the significance of. Likewise, Mathis is just some operative from his past who we don't quite know. And I don't think that necessarily gets in the way of things moving along. And then I think the other bit you find is very, very straightforward and accessible. So,
but then it does have the part I didn't massively love was the Olga Kurylenko Camille,
yeah.
Her, the revenge angle from that perspective as well, which is like, do I care that much about that?
Yeah. Death of Stalin plot, what are you saying?
Well, yeah, there's not... Plot's difficult, isn't it? Because it's a bit of a farce.
Yeah.
Plot's obviously not its heavy point, strong point. It's not heavy on plot. It's a load of dickheads.
Yeah.
Posturing for power.
Yeah.
In a vacuum. So it's difficult to give. It's just there isn't much of anything going on, is there? So
for me, I agree with what you just said. For me, I would say, looking at the two films, for me, I label plot as a strong point of Quantum of Solace. So my point goes there.
All right, I'm happy to go with you on plot. So that means we come to cast. It's the deciding vote.
This is still really fucking difficult.
Right.
Daniel Craig's my favourite Bond.
Where's the weaknesses?
He's fucking brilliant here.
Where's the weaknesses in Quantum?
Dame Judy comes to play here.
Is there any weaknesses in the cast? Strawberry Fields. No,
you
sorry.
You said that. I don't think she's a weakness.
Not Strawberry Fields. Never named as Strawberry Fields. Only in the credits. Cheap shot.
Yeah, because she's Strawberry Blonde, remember. Elvis.
Never called Hero Boy.
Elvis.
Elvis?
Yeah, Elvis is the weak point in the
Oh, yeah. Shit, he was bad, wasn't he?
I don't think Gemma Arterton is bad.
No, she's not bad. She's just dull. Uninteresting.
I don't know. Elvis is your weak point there. But there aren't any weak points in the Death of Stalin cast either.
Yeah, Death of Stalin. Palin was your least favourite, but he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't do anything wrong. He's just the least colourful and interesting,
Yeah. I'm going to let you decide this one.
Let's go. Oh, no, it's like I'm picking between Jason Isaacs and James Bond.
Told you, Sophie's Choices is it?
Jesus.
What's a bigger thing? Is it Jason Isaacs or is it Daniel Craig? Who's the bigger pull?
I've rated Quantum of Solace 4 stars. I've rated Death of Stalin 5 stars. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go...
Going to go with the better film.
I'm not. I'm going to go with Quantum of Solace. We're back in the format question, right? And the reason I'm going to do that is because I love Daniel Craig as James Bond. He's phenomenal here. And I cannot get past... Dame Judy is a great M, and this is her moment, this film.
Alrighty. Quantum of Solace goes through. That means we're up against Scrooged and The Mummy.
Bit of a step down here.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Yeah.
Bit of a step down here.
It's like those FA Cup ties. You have the big thing, and then you've got some shit, Watford versus someone. Right, Scrooged. The cast of Scrooge is Bill Murray.
Yes.
With a little bit of forgotten a name. Oh, this would happen. Go on. What's her name? Karen Allen. Karen Allen is Claire.
The big beaming
Bobcat
megawatt
Goldthwait,
smile.
I wasn't a huge fan of
That's
in the
right,
start,
yeah.
but he came back into it. John Glover, you not called out, but he was all right as a shit for Bryce.
Yeah.
I didn't love Murray in this, so I think I'd struggle. I mean, I generally like Murray, even though in the two films that are appearing in this, I didn't love him in.
Yeah.
The Mummy has Tommy C.
The big TC, and he's loads of fun in this.
Beyond
Jake
that,
Johnson
though,
we like, but we agreed he was probably a bit miscast for this one. I quite liked, what's the face?
Sexy
Annabelle
Mummy.
Wallace.
Oh, no.
You weren't so keen. Sexy Mummy, Sophia Bouteille.
Yeah.
You weren't so keen. Always slim pickings in it.
Oh, Carol Kane, though, is in Scrooged.
Which one was she?
She's Ghost of Christmas.
She was great, wasn't she?
And the Ghost of Christmas Past. He was good
too. Let's go.
I think
Let's
Scrooged
go
has got to have it.
Yeah, let's go Scrooged.
I don't think I could give cast a Mummy. Sorry.
No.
Tom Cruise is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. Production. Oh, okay. Well,
no.
lots of good effects in Scrooge. We've talked about some practical effects and stuff. That was pretty good.
Well, likewise in The Mummy. You've got the zero-G stuff with the thing,
plane.
all the practical stuff around the sort of military shoot-up scenes at the start. It's all very solid. We know that the zombies, they get that wrong and it's tedious.
Yeah. Script-wise, you liked it a lot more than I did in terms of his lines and things like that, in terms of his little one-liners and things
I think,
he was throwing out.
Hang on, which one are we talking about here?
Oh, The Mummy, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and Scrooge.
Well, I know, that's what I mean, because I think the problem with Scrooge, you pointed out, was the director that didn't get on. And I agree with you, he ends up looking like he's phoning it in when all he's doing is shouting.
Yeah.
And that's a production problem. It's tough, isn't it? Yeah, they've both got some good points. They've both got some drawbacks.
It's not a massive strength for either of them.
It's not, no.
It's got some good there. Okay, let's loop back to that again. Are we skipping over production every time, or is it?
I know. I think I've got. Okay,
plot
right.
then. So plot Scrooged. I mean, it's piggy.
It's piggybacking.
Piggybacking on
not
Charles
doing the
Dickens
work.
here, isn't it?
It's a good plot.
The Mummy, however, I don't think I can give it any.
You
points
can't give
for
the
plot.
Mummy a point for plot because it shits all over its own fucking worth with that third act.
Yeah,
It gets completely bogged down.
still don't remember anything about it.
Yeah. It's Scrooge.
I think Scrooge
The
has got to get
plot for
the plot.
Scrooge is good anyway. So.
We'll give Mummy a petty point for production then.
Funnily enough, I was leaning towards giving it to Scrooge.
Yeah, me too.
But what the reason I say is because the Mummy was made in whatever year.
Yeah,
it
the
should
80s
be
effects.
that good.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm with Scrooge. I'm with you. Scrooge goes through. 3-0, the first whitewash.
Yeah.
See you later, Tommy C. All right. Now it's the big one, Carl. The one you're going to be
Jesus.
umming and erring and erring on. Predator versus Lost in Translation. Arnie Murray in a jungle in Tokyo fighting an unseen Scarlett Johansson. I've merged them together if you can't tell. I would have watched that movie. So, Predator cast. Well, actually, let's go Lost in Translation cast first. So that's obviously Murray and Johansson, largely. You've got a bit of Ribisi. You've got a bit
Faris.
of Anna Faris. Yeah. Beyond that, that's basically the four, really, isn't it? Predator, you've got anyone with muscles, including Arnie. You got old Ventura.
The Body.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Bill Duke.
Yeah. We have got
Sonny Liston.
names.
Not Sonny Liston, he's
Sonny
a boxer.
Liston, yeah. He could have been, maybe he was. He could have been up there. Kevin Peter Hall as a Predator. We've got Sonny Landham as Billy. Muhammad Ali as... Oh, wait, no. Shane Black as Hawkins. So yeah. The cast is... I mean, big two up top with... no, not Scarlett. With Scarlett and Murray.
I mean,
Ribisi was decent. It's got Arnie.
it's really tough.
I loved Sonny Landham as well as Billy.
He was great.
He was my fave.
Yeah, he was really good. It's a really tough cast.
Do you want to loop back?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to come back to cast.
Production. So two very different productions we're comparing here as well. So again, an 80s movie, and it's associated effects driven.
I mean, we both agreed the production on Predator was top draw.
Top notch. I say that, I can't actually remember. But yeah, that seems like something.
We were talking about how practical it was, and it's in the jungle. It's not on a set. And
we did say that there were 4 or 5 identical shots with the grenades explosions in the
there was one battle scene at the start which you go, well, okay, that one's
Arnie one-liners weren't quite up to scratch. Stick around, knock knock. Weren't great. I don't think I had much to. Effects were very good. Practical effects, obviously, we said were awesome. Predator was great. I mean,
the monster design
Predator, awesome. Yeah. And then Lost in Translation.
Well, such a big thing with Lost in Translation is Sofia Coppola's choice on sound and all the rest of it. I just think it's fantastic. I like the way...
Decent length.
Yeah.
Tokyo looked fine. Wasn't...
No, but I like the way she chose her shots on that as well. Because when the main character's feeling lost, she's choosing shitty shots of Tokyo. When the main character is feeling sort of discombobulated, we are in the loudness of the arcades. I think that's a really, really well produced film. I think what you've just said...
Go on.
So it's Predator, but I think what you've just said is if you can pick some holes in Predator for... Well, that action scene's a bit hokey. I don't have anything bad to say on the Lost in Translation production, so I'll give that one a point.
Oh, see, I was leaning towards Predator. Just there's more, there's a bit more interest in the creature effects and things like that. Although it's not perfect, but you want to go Lost?
What about plot?
Plot. Interesting plot.
I think the plot
Predator
is
very
great as well.
Strong, simple,
and we talked about how he gets straight down to business with very little exposition, but yet manages to get across exactly what it needs.
Yeah,
it's a very
definitely
good
strength
plot.
of it. Plot of Lost in Translation.
There's not a lot of plot, is there? Again,
no. I mean, it's a character driven. You know, they're looking through their eyes.
It's vibes, isn't it, mate?
It's vibes. Oh, right. Predator gets it. Which means it comes down to cast then. It's a tricky one. Do you go for the ensemble cast of muscle men, each cast perfectly for their little characters that you've got, with Arnie being at his peak, Arnie, one of his peaks?
Here's what I think.
Murray, great to start with.
Look, here's what I think. It's Lost in Translation has got a great cast. But the Predator cast, you'll never see anything like that again. Right? And the Expendables have even tried with half of that cast. And they're still not fucking coming close.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy with Predator.
Go Predator.
All right, Predator goes through over Lost in Translation. Oh. All right, well, you know, it's a
I've got Predator down as a 4.5-star film, so it's not...
Okay, well, so far 80s are doing well.
There's the golden age,
Scrooge and Predator through. Now we've got mocap Hanks, Polar Express versus Bradley Pitts again in the Mexican. So we've got Pitt, we've got Roberts, but most importantly, we've got Gandolfini, who was the highlight in the Mexican. Carried that. This is an easy one for me for cast in terms of giving the point to the Mexican. Polar Express. It's got Hanks. Beyond that, there's not a lot going on. I don't think he was fantastic in all of those roles either.
Nah, you were colder on that than I was, but you say Gandolfini, and I find it hard to disagree that Mexican isn't going to take this point.
Okay, nice easy one. Production. So this is again a difficult one because we're cutting edge time of the mocap. It's a bit of a leading light in terms of development of that technology and use of it. First fully digitally captured movie from Polar Express. Mexican production, obviously, none of that applies in terms of cutting edge. It's got some nice, interesting little choices. Some of its scenes in Mexico with the shooting of the bullets up in the air and landing and killing the guy. Interesting. What else you got for production?
I don't care about the mocap on Polar Express. It doesn't get in the way for me. Equally, I don't really see why it's there either. But
because it would have cost $1 billion if you'd done it live action, he said.
Well, not live action, but I think the computer animation in Polar Express is phenomenal. I think there's some really great scenes in there. And not just the actual technology side of it either. Some of the way they've drawn those shots. We talked about how ominous the train looks when it's pulling in. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I think any of the background, the train stuff is great. And actually, beyond I was thinking this the other day. The characters that are in the driver, the engineer, and the driver of the train didn't look half as weird as the kids. I don't know if they just particularly struggled with the kids. I think it was more the kid characters than the adult characters in terms of looking weird and disturbing.
The train driver and the steamer were not mocapped.
Oh, were they not?
No, their faces were computer animated, straight up, your normal computer animation. So
maybe that explains it then.
However, all that being said about how brilliant I think Polar Express looks, I think Mexicans are a brilliantly produced film. I think it's not just the way it looks. I mean, Gore Verbinski, we talked about doing the Pirates of the Caribbean. He did the first one, which similarly a really well-produced film. Aesthetically, it's great. And I think he absolutely gets it right in the Mexican. The music's great. It's got that real vibe about, I want it to look exactly like this and to sound exactly like this. And it'll almost be cliche, but somehow it isn't. And I feel a bit, when I watch it, I feel a bit like the way I do when I watch Pulp Fiction. It's sort of just unapologetically cool. It's not as cool as Pulp Fiction,
no,
because that's very much that vibe of film, right? But it is very unapologetic in the same sort of way, where you just go, fair play.
I think how upsetting I found the children in Polar Express, it's got to be the Mexican for production for me.
Couldn't say anything nice about the Mexican, could he? Had to go down the negative with Polar Express again.
It's a tactic. And then plot, just to finish it off, probably the Mexican again.
Yep. Mexican has got a very ambitious plot, and they go at it hard, and they pretty much get it all right.
All right. Well, that draws an end to the round of 16. So we've got Quantum of Solace versus Scrooge coming up, and Predator versus Mexican. And in my half of the draw, The Martian versus Ad Astra, and National Lampoons versus In Bruges. We'll take a break and we'll do the quarterfinals. Okay, we move on to the quarterfinals, and we'll go back to the top half of the draw, which is actually the bottom half of my Excel, so that's very confusing. And it is the Carl No Like Me Like half. And the first of the two quarterfinals on this half are The Martian versus Ad Astra. Brad versus Damon. Oh, Carl's pointing at a beer suggestively. Stop wanking. No, you don't have to. Stop putting in your mouth. I don't. Oh, yeah, there we go. So Carl would like to unveil the second tournament ale. What do we have?
Well, I've accidentally chosen a load of really strong beers.
Okay, cool. Looking forward to work.
Because again, on the theme of tournament and champions and going for gold medals, I've got a gold label special beer, which is made
Tramptastic
by made by it's AB InBev. That's boring.
Oh, well,
it's a barley wine apparently. At 7.5%.
Okay, cool. Oh, right, okay. Well, you crack on with that. I'm still working my way through the last 7.5%.
Was that one 7.5 as well?
Well, not quite. 7.3. See, slightly working.
So apparently we're going up.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what's the last one? Jesus. A coma.
Oh.
Sorry?
It's all right though, yeah.
Yeah. Barley winey.
You know, like, you remember when we drank those special brews?
No.
I can't remember what episode that was.
Oh, I do remember.
It was a special episode, wasn't it? With
Yeah,
our
yeah, I
special
think that was
brew?
the. Yeah, yeah.
And it was a bit of a joke, but
Yeah,
we
they're
ended
actually
up
quite nice.
Actually, yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like Tramps might be onto something. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
They're actually connoisseurs.
Yeah, exactly. That's they just misunderstood.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Anyway, back to the film. The Martian versus Ad Astra.
Yeah, the Departion versus Bad Astra,
Yes,
as it says on my screen.
So, cast-wise, quick recap. Martian, mainly Damon, bit of Daniels, some others. Ad Astra, mainly Pitt, bit of Sutherland, not a lot else. Bit of Ruth Negga thrown in there for a little bit. Some monkeys.
Tough.
It's tough. I did like Brad's central performance.
Yeah.
Did like it's quiet in nature. I did like Damon's central performance. I thought he was very good. I did like Daniels.
Yeah.
Loved that as well. Oh. You got any strong strong leanings?
It's Bad Astra for me. Because I liked both films.
Oh, you hate Matt Damon. Oh, yeah, it's true.
Oh, no, hang on a minute. What I've just done there is I've just smashed together the two films and I've gone, listen.
Matt Damon and Bad Astra.
No, a Brad Pitt lead with Jeff Daniels backing him up. Oh, superb. That's what I've done there.
Tommy Lee Jones and Sutherland.
Oh, my God. No, it'd be Tommy Lee Jones and Matt Damon, wouldn't it? I'd be like, no.
Yeah. So,
No, I think it's still Ad Astra because I do think Brad Pitt's really good in it. Oh, but then there's no one else backing him up in that film.
I think I might have to go The Martian. I
Yeah,
think
okay,
there's
I'm
more
happy.
strength and depth.
Fine, I'm happy with that. Yeah,
okay.
and I think my Damon issues are more on the production side anyway. So yeah, let's go Martian.
Okay, so moving on to production then. So Ad Astra got the point against Joker.
Yep.
Martian got the point against Whiplash.
Easy one for me. And I'm fully invoking the litany of production
Issues in Ad Astra.
And I'm going, besides a decision Ridders takes that I don't like in leaning into the campness, The Martian is a very well produced film.
I am going to agree with you. And then plot. Strong.
It's The Martian again for me, because as much as the Ad Astra plot did keep me in and I was intrigued by the whole deep space, I wonder what's going on there, it did ultimately resolve it to be the most boring storyline it might have picked. Whereas The Martian still does at least have a couple of threads going on, even if I don't like the Hollywood ending.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's 2-0 up anyway. So, sure,
True,
we'll go
yeah.
with Martian.
That's true.
So, Martian goes through. Space versus space.
We watched those really close together as well, didn't we?
Moon versus Mars. Mars wins. Did he go anywhere else in Ad Astra? Was it just Mars? Was it just Moon?
Moon and deep space.
Yeah, he didn't go. Yeah, no other
No other
entities.
terra firma.
Yeah, we go. Okay, National Lampoon's Christmas Adventure versus
Oh, Christmas Vacation.
In Bruges Adventure. Cast.
Oh, it's got to be In Bruges.
In Bruges has got to be, really, isn't it? Yeah.
It's got to be In Bruges.
Two strong leads.
Yeah.
You've got Dinklage in there as well. Oh, wait, no. Was it Dinklage?
It was, yeah. And you liked...
Was it Dinklage?
was it Dinklage? I don't know.
I don't think it
This
was
is your
Dinklage.
game,
Was it? I've
yeah.
just, what I've done there...
Yeah,
I've
you're
done
all the same, ain't they?
That is essentially what I've done. That is bad. It definitely wasn't him, was it? Was it?
No, he came up in our game.
No,
Definitely
it wasn't.
Dinklage.
It was Jordan Prentice.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy, my bad. I'm so sorry, Jordan. And Peter, obviously,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Because you're two different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of them's not important enough to remember. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
No. Yeah. Ray Fiennes. I liked Ray Fiennes in this as well. I know you didn't.
You did, but you also liked the female lead. I know
Clemence
she's a minor
Posey.
character. Yeah.
Or whatever you pronounce her name. Yeah, Chloe.
I agree.
like her.
It's cast. It's a point for it. In Bruges.
Agreed.
Bruges.
Sorry, Chevy. He's chasing now, though, because he's 1-0 down. It's production.
Chasing.
Oh, it's got...
Pro. What a disgusting pro.
yeah. National Lampoon's production... Bit of slapstick, bit of things. In Bruges production, much lower key, just to make it look good. The thing...
But also much awesome. But also really great.
It's weird, but neither of them are like
They're not
shouting and
showy
screaming productions, are they? You know what I mean? So it's a tricky one.
Well, I mean, I said this in the last one, right? National Lampoon's has got a wonderful vibe to it that I can't quite describe, but is present in these sorts of films as it is in Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Yeah.
And
the 80s aesthetic.
yeah, it really is there, and I love it. I don't quite know what it is, but In Bruges is.
I love the script of In Bruges more than I like the script of
I think it's a terrifically produced film, In Bruges. I really do.
In Bruges. Okay, and then plot.
Yeah,
I think it's got to go in Bruges as well.
agreed.
Okay. In Bruges goes through to face the Martian in the semi-final. All right, let's flip over to the other half of the draw. And our first quarterfinal up there, or down there, depending on how your screen is oriented. We've got, not Queen of the Stone Age, Jesus Christ. Quantum of Solace versus Scrooged. Oh, dear. This is why I shouldn't write QoS or QOTS or whatever it is. Okay, so Bill Murray, Daniel Craig. Not Bill Murray strength. Daniel Craig just after his peak, but still very good. Performance there.
Oh, I don't know if you would. We didn't talk about this on the Quantum of Solace episode, so I think
I think
we can talk about it here without repeating ourselves and therefore being too self-indulgent.
That was probably a little bit wrong what I just said.
Yeah, so let's just have a quick couple of minutes. A tight 2. Lol.
Indeed.
What is his best performance in Bond films? We talked about him as an era and comparing him against others.
So I always come back to Casino Royale because it's the best one.
Yes, the best film. Yeah, it's the best film.
And it's obviously his entrance as it, and he does so much of it well. The bit, and I can't remember whether it was you or whether it was Will that mentioned this to me. His lack of being able to deliver the one-liners quite as well. Was that you?
No,
that was that Will. Where he kind of not falls flat, but it doesn't quite have the zing of the one-liners of a Connery or of even a Brosnan or anything like that. Not that he has a lot of them in there either. But his best performance, let me just have a quick little recall through a thing. No Time to Die, Spectre, Skyfall. Yeah, I mean, it's good throughout. I mean, does he get very old very quickly in these movies? When does he start being decrepit? And
Skyfall.
Say the third movie.
What happens is we get Casino, and we know that Quantum is a direct sequel. And I think the backlash from Quantum makes them go, oh, shit. Skyfall, if you look at it in context of the 5, is a departure from that arc. Skyfall is his most Pierce Brosnan-esque movie. It's the most standalone, Bond by the numbers thing. And in that one, they've chosen to go down immediately. You're old, you're washed up, you're decrepit, you're finished. Right? And it's like, hang on a minute.
He was just getting young
started.
Bond.
They're like, those last 2 movies, which were at the same time, supposedly, he was just getting started, and now he's suddenly washed up. So they do that straight away. Then when Spectre rolls back around and they pick up the arc, they kind of continue that. Oh yeah, he's old and knackered sort of thing.
It's like 42.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's not at least as good in Quantum as he is in Casino. He's fantastic in Skyfall, actually. He's got some really good moments in Skyfall, especially up at the house when he's getting in touch again with Kincaid and he's got like M dying on him and stuff like that.
I thought No Time to Die. I thought it was.
Spectre is not.
I thought No Time to Die is very good though.
Amazing when he's in the
Lea
car
Seydoux
and they're getting shot up.
Yeah.
He's with Lea Seydoux. Probably his best scene. He's incredible in that, and he fucking dies in that film, and he's great in the dying film as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it's a given that he's not as good in Quantum of Solace as he is in Casino Royale.
Turns out when you just say something without thinking it through, it's not always the best point. Anyway, cast. Quantum of Solace versus Scrooged. So Scrooged, Murray, Carol Kane, The other ghost guy.
Listen, we talked up, when we got round to the ghosts
Dench.
especially, we talked up the cast in Scrooged. It ain't up there with the cast of Quantum of Solace.
I agree.
They're bringing their A games, those guys.
Okay, production. Ooh. So Scrooged, 80s. Good effects.
Yep. The question with Quantum of Solace becomes how long, not how long, but to what level do you keep beating it over the head for the cuts?
When they change it, then I'll stop.
Yeah. When they re-release it.
For just a one long shot, just a just
Because it's not like that's the only production decision in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm struggling with this one. Script is fine. The song's good. No, the song's not good. The music of the song's good.
Close, yeah, close.
The song should be good.
I like the sound design and fucking Queen of the Stone Age. I really should not have written down Quantum of the Solace Age, which is an in-joke that's got out of hand, and now I don't know what the fucking film's called anymore.
There are some good set pieces in
like the sound design
in Quantum of Solace, to be fair, right? The car chase is, in theory, a good set piece ruined by editing.
It is ruined.
The chase in Sienna is decent, but again, let down by editing.
Yes.
The dogfight in the plane is pretty cool.
Yes.
The ending scene, the explodey building thing, was pretty dull in terms of its execution. So there's good bits in there. I don't know if that gets outweighed by Scrooge just having some good practical effects. And what else is there really? What else are we talking about with Scrooge for any big strengths?
Just feels like a bit of a, because you're not comparing apples to apples. It's a bit like,
effects, score.
Trying to find something amazing about Scrooge is difficult because it's not there.
I mean, like Scrooge. I'm going to give it to Quantum of Solace. I prefer Quantum of Solace to Scrooge anyway, so fuck it. Okay. Why does it stop working? Okay.
Onto plot.
Yeah, you continue whilst I fight with the laptop.
Yeah. Onto plot. I mean, I stated my sort of appreciation for the Quantum of Solace plot in the last round. Scrooged has got a plot where Death of Stalin didn't, but it's
very
much a rehash.
Charles Dickens,
a rehash plot.
and it's got a Tiny Tim.
And exactly, it's not without its missteps.
It doesn't matter. It's 2-0 up. Who cares?
Yeah, cool. 3-0.
People see this and see Quantum of Solace get into a final. There'll be uproar on the socials.
Well,
all our fans going crazy.
My advice for them is twofold. One, watch it again.
After
and
Casino
two,
Royale.
listen to our episode.
And also, watch Casino Royale first and then watch Quantum of Solace again.
Oh, God, yeah, do that. Christ.
All right, second of the quarterfinal from your half. Predator versus the Mexican. Ooh. Gandolfini, Pitt, and Roberts versus Schwarzenegger and other muscly people.
Can we find some weak points in the Mexican cast?
It's got J.K. Simmons in supporting role. He's decent as always. The little guy, the little thingy, Gene Hackman. I found Gene Hackman just to be a little bit. You've got a big star, but he's there. The weakness.
There isn't really, is there?
Can't really pick in the cast. Predator, though, is there a weakness in the Predator cast?
No, not really.
Doing two very different things with the cast.
They are. And the thing is, they're almost doing the same thing, right? So if you go, we got an action film.
What are you going to get?
Who's your perfect cast? You go, oh, well, fuck, it's these guys. If you go, we got a rom-com. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got just the pair
Who's
of
the
you.
two biggest stars, would you say?
But it's not just a rom-com. It's got a gritty edge. Oh, gangsters, yeah. And we need someone to bridge those worlds. There's no actor alive that can do that sort. James Gandolfini, didn't they? Yeah. So in a way, they've gone. We got genre.
There's no
the cast, mate.
yeah. You're not casting against type in any of these, really, are you?
Maybe let's come back to cast.
All right, production, Predator effects, Mexican look and feel and vibes. That's your choice. I think Predator's got to score some points on production.
It's bloody brilliant on production, Predator.
I think it's more standout production wise than the Mexican.
It's definitely more trailblazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we've got to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
As a kid, and I know I was a kid, but I'm sure like adults in the 80s felt like this too. As a kid, I watched that for the first time. Predator scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's intimidating. And we said in some of the choices they made, like they revealed it too soon. That you could have kept that a little bit secret, just really a little bit.
You said that. I was happy with that.
Well, whatever. So I think that could have made it even more scary when you don't show something quite as much. I think it's a bit scarier. Just want to show you one ball scarier than both.
Yeah.
We didn't record that bit, did we? Oh no, I thought it was a callback, but it's not.
Yeah, no, you just seem like a pervert.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened again. Plot. Predator plot. I like the Predator plot.
Yeah.
It always becomes like a slasher, doesn't it? It becomes like a classic horror thing. It starts off as like a, mercenary army going to clear up the bad guys. Mexican plot. I like the sort of the Gandolfini part of it with the sort of odd couple where they're getting to know each other, and he's the fierce gangster guy, but with the soft side, and the fact that he's actually obviously hiding something huge in terms of he's pretending to be someone else. Pit side of it didn't hit quite as much for me. I much preferred the Gandolfini and Roberts side of it.
Here's where I think we go, right? The Mexican has got a really ambitious plot. In fact, it's got 2 plots, maybe a 2.5 if you consider the crossover as a separate plot, right? But it's also the thing that, and I think we did in the episode, you would use to criticise the film, because it's not a perfect film. I don't think any of us rated it particularly highly.
No.
We both ended up going, we quite enjoyed it actually.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons you would mark it down a bit is you go, it sort of didn't get it right. Maybe it bit off a bit more than it could chew. I don't think we're saying the same thing about Predator. I think we're going, the plot really works on Predator.
Yeah,
it benefits from being a lot more simple. Of course it does.
Yeah.
But, we talked about how good it was and how refreshing to have so little exposition and to be tight, and also how well the world is so fully formed even after that first installment. And it spawns a franchise, and there is lore that was established in this film that is still present in, like the 4th and 5th films. It does a really good job, Predator.
Okay, plot, Predator. I'm going to give cast a Mexican. Gandolfini's going to...
You're going to give Gandolfini a point. Yeah, it's difficult to argue. I mean, whatever.
So Predator goes through to face Quantum of Solace in the semi-final. Okay, we'll come back for the semis. Okay, are you ready for a semi?
Come on, let's have them all.
So you are unveiling an ale over there. What have we got?
Well, it's black.
Yeah.
It's stiff.
Cool.
You've had it before.
Oh, yeah.
You saucy little pirate.
You know it.
You liked it.
I did.
Because despite what you say, you love dark ales.
Oh, didn't even hesitate, straight in.
Yeah. It's a Guinness Foreign Extra Stout.
Oh, lovely stuff. Carl's somewhat ahead of me, just to peek behind the curtain. He's a whole beer ahead, cracking on, medicating, I think.
Yeah, listen, good 3 days. Good 3 days off it. It's been
it's been hard.
It's been hell.
All right, let's get to our first semi-final.
Fuck me, mate, though. That is really good.
All right, I better hurry up through this barley one. First semi-final, The Martian versus In Bruges. It's an interesting matchup, this. Two very good films. I enjoy them.
By God, it's an easy matchup, though.
I mean, you came round strong on In Bruges, though, didn't you? That's the thing. So
I came
usually
pretty hard for it, didn't I?
Yeah, you were, raging.
Yeah.
So this is a tricky one because In Bruges turned into a I don't like to a 5-star
It was a really like,
basically for you,
well,
wasn't
no,
it?
I didn't, not
4,
5-star. Let's
4.
not get carried away. But I did
2.5.
end up going to really like. Yeah. They're not necessarily related, Simon. Let's not get into that again. I did turn into it. I did turn into a really like. Look, I mean, I'll say the same things that we've said throughout this. The Martian is a wonderfully produced film. It's got a plot, it's trying. But In Bruges has got all those things too. So, what are you going to do?
So, I think if I was just to score this 1, 2, 3 like this, it would be cast In Bruges, production Martian, plot In Bruges.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
I like him. See, the reason why I give him for plot In Bruges, although Martian, it's a strong point for it. For In Bruges, it's like it's multiple.
Oh, I prefer the plot in Bruges.
Multiple things.
Yeah, I prefer the plot in Bruges. Yeah.
Production for Martian, I'm just giving it because although In Bruges looks nice, script is tight, and everything, I think I'm just going to score extra points for it.
Feels a lot more attainable in Bruges.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Obviously, it's not like you can just point a camera in Bruges and make it look fucking amazing. But I think production-wise, it's more impressive what they've done with The Martian. Yeah. Cast-wise, it's not a complete runaway, but the front two for In Bruges is great. I like Ralph Fiennes as well. Supporting cast is also strong. Martian is very much led by Damon.
Yeah, I'm comfortable coming down on cast for In Bruges for sure.
Okay, so that means that In Bruges goes through to the final, which was the early front runner. When I was thinking about this earlier today, I was like, oh, I think In Bruges might do well, which sometimes I've thought this before and it's gone out in the first round, so not always the case. Second semi-final, up to Carl's half, Quantum of Solace versus Predator. Much more complex. Cast.
Well, Predator on cast has been one of these it's been carrying through on this idea that, well, the cast is like ridiculous.
Well, Predator didn't win the cast in the quarters against Mexican.
Well, so you said.
I mean, it's a consensus view here, Carl. This is how it works. I
think if we check the tape, Cast was the last one we decided on that. And you went, I'm doing this. And my comments on that were, so you're giving Gandolfini the nod. Yeah. Predator is one of those casts where you go, it's ludicrous. Like, they're larger than life. We'll never see them again, but they work.
He's not in it.
Very good, yes. They work so well. Quantum of Solace, some very good actors giving some very good performances and bringing some characters to life.
You want to come back to cast?
Yeah, because production's easy. Production's Predator.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
And then plot. Predator plot is tight. Quantum of Solace plot is straightforward. Kind of works in its favour.
It's uninspiring, though, isn't it?
It is a little bit.
Let's not beat around the bush. It's uninspiring.
Yeah.
It serves the purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
And it carries through the Bond cool, okay, but it's uninspiring. Predator's cool. Predator's scary. Predator works.
Do you want to give cast to Quantum of Solace then, just to make it feel okay?
No, I don't. I don't need to play your games. We can. I'm comfortable with Predator having a 3-0 if it deserves it.
All right. Happy with that. Predator goes through 3-0 to the final to face in Bruges.
Again, let the record show, I didn't actually say the Predator cast was better, but Simon, a lot of the time,
impatient.
goes with what he thinks I said rather than what I actually said.
What did you say?
Let's not get into it. You just listen to it back. You'll see. Maybe you won't. Others might.
Okay, let's get to our third, fourth playoff. And we've got Quantum of Solace versus The Martian. So this is a little bit different. So for the third, fourth playoff and for the final, what we do is each of us rates on our 5-point scale, simple 5-point scale. You really like it, 5. You like it, 4. You're ambivalent, 3. You don't like it, 2. Or you really don't like it, 1. And what we do is each individually rate it, and then we add up the scores for cast, production, and plot. Whichever one has the highest score combined goes through. Okay. So, is that right, actually? Do we do the highest score combined, or is it on each one?
Fuck knows. Do you want to check?
Which one do you want to do? Let's make a decision.
I
Highest
think
total score or highest on each of the 3 categories and aggregate?
There'd be no point us doing a score if we weren't doing the highest on aggregate.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, otherwise you just fucking do what we were doing before.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. So highest score in total. We've talked about this and planned it out, guys.
Of course. Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, so third, fourth playoff, Quantum of Solace versus Martian. Cast. Carl.
I'm just going to
Quantum
give
of
you.
Solace.
I'm just going to give you a little peek into my scores here. I'd have to listen back to the Martian episode because I wonder now what the fuck I thought was wrong with it.
Well, I'm doing kind of the same with the Quantum of Solace as well.
Yeah, but you actually came round on
I
Quantum
did
of
come
Solace,
round
though.
on it,
You moved up. I stayed with Don't Like on Martian, I think. But maybe not. Maybe I'll listen back and they go, oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, so cast. For me, you want both scores?
Yeah, let's do both.
For me, it's a 3 on The Martian. Okay. Jeff Daniels is good. Watney and Damon I have some issues with. Maybe they're more in the production. But the rest of the supporting cast in The Martian are just a bit meh, which is a shame. Quantum of Solace, I've gone 5.
Ooh.
Because I love Craig, I love Dench, I love Wright. I think David Harbour is a fantastic little side character. I think Mathieu, whatever his name is, yeah, that is a fantastic villain. I've gone 5, yeah. I think it's a really strong cast.
Alrighty. So, what I have gone for, as I just totaled up all of our scores together. I was like, oh, a total of 16. That's good. It's like, no, that's not how it works. There's no point totaling the 2 films together. That doesn't tell me anything. Anyway, so what I've done now. Anyway, Quantum of Solace, I gave a 4. A 4 cast. Good. Like it.
Yeah.
Strong throughout. No, Craig is very good. Supporting cast is good. Martian, I think Damon is excellent.
Yeah, you really liked
I really like Damon. Yeah. And I thought there was some supporting cast, which was also good. So I went 4 for Martian, 4 for Quantum of Solace, equal footing, which means we have a grand total of 9 for Quantum of Solace and 7 for Martian. So, yes, that's where we stand currently. Moving on to the production, Carl. What have you scored for production for Quantum of Solace and The Martian?
Well, for Quantum of Solace, I've gone 3 because I couldn't. We know there are production problems with it, and we know that it waters down the set pieces, which is a real missed opportunity. But it is just that. It's not that the production is outright bad and everything else. There's some really good sound design. Aesthetically, otherwise, it looks really pretty good. We talked about some of the great shots in there. Martian, I've also gone 3 because it does look very, very cool. I really, really don't get on with the decision to lean into the camp disco music, and I think they missed a trick with Watney and what they could have done there, which is a shame. So both sort of middling for me, but neither bad. Neither bad.
Okay. So I'm similar on Quantum of Solace, gave that 3. But I went 1 higher on The Martian for a 4 for production.
I understand it. Yeah.
Just because of the Mars work and the space work, I thought it was very cool.
It's a really good looking film. It's a really good looking film.
So yeah, that's where I ended up. So, all right. So Jesus Christ, if I could work a computer, it would be really helpful. But anyway, we've scored. So Quantum of Solace scored a 6 on that one, and The Martian scored a 7. So it's fighting back. It's fighting back. Then we move on to plot.
Yeah. I think we'll be slightly different on this one, but I think reasoning won't be too far apart. Again, I'm sort of Martian 3 on plot because I like the plot. There were these 2 threads going on.
Yeah. You get the space, you get the on land, and
I appreciate that. Appreciate what they were going for. The Hollywood ending was a bit shit. Sort of soiled itself a bit.
Mine.
I'll have to beat that out as well now. But it wasn't the most gripping thing either. You know, I don't want to overstate it. Quantum of Solace, for me, plot is one of the strong points because I said this at the time when we were talking about Casino Royale versus Quantum of Solace. Casino Royale is your Christmas dinner. You know, you're not going to eat a Christmas dinner every day. Quantum of Solace is you sat around all full and satisfied. You want to be about, there's a little pig in blanket just left there. Pop it in, hour 40, lovely bish bash bosh. God,
love pigs in blankets.
So much of that comes from the plot being tight, accessible. It is a short film. I think it's really working for it. And it's a film I like a lot. Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, I forgot actually it was how short it was actually.
So
the shortest of. Did we say it was like
it is the shortest Bond film?
Yeah,
the shortest Bond film.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. 4 on there.
Yeah, so 4. Do you say sorry? 4,
Yeah.
4 and a 3. 3 for Martian, 4 for Bond. So I've gone the opposite way. So I've gone 3 for Quantum of Solace. So you're right. I'm basing this on. You've got to treat it as its own standalone movie to a degree, although 100% agree that watching it after Quantum of Solace, it becomes so much better.
After Casino.
What did I say?
After Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, that makes no sense. If you watch Quantum of Solace after Quantum of
You would
Solace...
have 2 Christmas dinners in a row there.
Yeah, well, you have 2 fucking pigs in blankets in a row. Ooh. Which actually...
Don't mind it.
I'm fine with it. But you can't live on that. So if you watch it after Casino...
can't live on pigs in blankets alone.
Oh, yeah. I had there was a friend who he used to spend Christmas alone. Didn't like Christmas. He was like the opposite of Carl. But he just got Marks and Spencer's pigs in blankets and just did a whole meal of just pigs in blankets.
Fair play to him.
Yeah. I was like,
doesn't sound like he hates Christmas.
it's the best bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
sounds like he's having his own very special Christmas.
Exactly. What the fuck was I say? Yeah. So if you watch Quantum of Solace after Casino Royale and treat it as its little pig in blanket, then I agree. But I think you've got to judge it a little bit on its own. So that's why I'm marking it down a little bit at the 3. Martian, I love the plot. I love the dual side of things on it. You're right though. It does go into the Hollywood ending, as it were. We need more death, Carl. Let's just kill more people. Come on.
Ridders gonna ridders.
So I'm going for a 4. So that means that it's 7 apiece, which I'm no mathematician, but The Martian ends up with 21. Quantum of Solace nips it with 22.
That's quite funny because I so very, very nearly, obviously we scored these blank before we recorded the session. I very, very nearly gave The Martian a point over Quantum of Solace on plot. On production, sorry.
Yeah. But
that would have put us into as a tie.
And then what?
And then what? We don't know, do we? We don't know.
Good job you didn't do that. Cause,
we haven't planned that.
But that's a surprising 3rd place for me. I don't think I would have picked. I wouldn't have picked Quantum of Solace as the.
I'm honestly a little surprised The Martian's got this far.
Yeah,
maybe I
you
should rewatch
definitely
that
weren't a fan,
again.
yeah.
But then, but do you know
Because
what
you'll just
happened?
be- yeah.
I'll put it on and go, the fucking disco music.
Okay, time for the grand final.
See, I'm in the unique position of not really minding which way this goes.
Yeah, because you can't you
Although
although
you came around on Predator a bit, didn't you?
yeah, that's what I should have looked up, shouldn't I? How did I end up feeling? Oh, I feel like I'm definitely not like negative of Predator.
Yeah.
Now, of course, what I didn't do was write in my notes.
Yeah, any sort
how
of
I
prep.
ended up.
What you didn't do, any sort of prep.
No. Yeah, but I mean, I have my notes from the initial episode, and then we've got our closing statements and has your needle been moved, but I leave that blank because I want it to feel real at the time, right? But then I don't go back and fill that in. So I actually, looking back, I know I have to listen to the fact. No one wants to listen to this, as we've proven.
If only we'd have done something with the data section, which is to sort of fill some sort of database in and mine
The
that for
database which you
trends.
created, no less.
Yeah. Not done much with that.
I'm telling you, I need a non-critical illness that puts me out of action for a few weeks, but still remains completely functional, non-life-threatening, all fine, just to crack on with this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not really prepared to take the risk of it just slipping over the other side of being a bit too bad.
Yeah.
So we'll just not
Keep it
do
nice
it.
and safe.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, the grand final: Predator versus In Bruges. Same deal as the fourth playoff. We're gonna rate out of 5 the cast, production, and plot on our simple 5-point scale. We've done this individually. So, Carl, kick you off with Predator. Cast. Poor cast.
I've got to go top, I think.
Game fiver.
Yeah, I think so.
Game
Yeah.
fiver.
It's a crazy cast.
See, I've gone 4. Like, he's a good cast. Arnie's great. The other muscly guys are a good cast. Like, love a Carl
You
Weathers.
love them muscly guys.
Yeah, you knows it. But I don't know. It's not like, it's not like they're, I don't know, great actors. Yeah, they've hit it. They've kind of hit the need. But when I think of In Bruges, where you've got Farrell, you've got Gleeson, you've got Fiennes, you've got
fair play. You've got a lot of middling actors there.
You've got not the other midget, the other one, Dwarf. Shit. Oh no,
Prentice.
Yes, him, Jimmy. No, wait, that's the character name. Shit, what's his name?
Jordan.
I've done it again. Is it Jordan? How do you remember this shit?
Making that up.
No, I think that's might be right. Anyway, they're all great. Supporting cast, lead cast. Yeah, I mean, particularly I would say Jordan Prentice as Jimmy is standout for me.
Would you? Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders. Oh, shit.
Oh, dear me. Right, so you said they're all great. I don't, but I do like them a lot. I could have gone 3. A lesser man would have gone 3. But I've gone 4.
I was going to say, I've got 2.
yeah. But I've stuck to my principles. Got to stick to your principles, innit?
Exactly. Oh, good.
Yeah. No, I've gone 4.
All right, so we've ended up with a 9 each. 9 each for those.
Yeah.
Okay, production, Carl, for Predator.
Yeah. So I've gone 4 here.
Me too. I've also gone 4.
Could have gone 5, but I'm not going to lie, I do have some problems. You could have got rid of that.
Home Alone sequence?
No, not the Home Alone sequence.
The other Home Alone sequence?
That's Home Alone sequence. For
second
me, I'd
Home
get
Alone
rid of the
sequence.
gorilla fight in the gorilla camp.
Oh, yeah.
That was a
Grenade
Jesus
explosion times 3.
I think the rest of them are perfectly fine. So,
Say 4. Yeah, same for really good bits. Great practical effects. Great digital effects for its time as well. 4. Yeah, solid. In Bruges, production, Carl.
yeah, I've gone 4 again.
Ooh.
It's a very good production. There's some really well crafted stuff in there. It's not perfect. I haven't mentioned it in this episode yet, but a lot of the sort of humour is very one-paced. which I grow tired of. So yeah, 4 stars. That seems fair.
I've marked it down for 3 on the production.
That's a surprise.
Well, so I don't know why though. So thinking back, right?
You did say in the last round it it doesn't seem right to be going really big on it. What was it up against?
So the thing I'm doing is I'm thinking production means
it's not big Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah. It's like it's not loud about its production choices. However, like if you include script in there, like I did find the lines funny and humorous throughout.
Yeah, you loved laughing at midgets.
I mean, I've proved that. I guilty, Your Honour. So I did get it, and then it's got the from production side of things. If you're talking script and everything, I really enjoyed that. It looks great. How much of that is just the location? It looks great. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. We've been over this.
Yeah,
it's well directed. What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah. People like to say it though, as if they know, don't they?
Yeah. So I've gone through.
Do you know what? Next time someone says that to you, and it's a completely fair question. Yeah, it's a completely fair question.
It's a horrible question.
But you watch how it derails. Oh my god! So what do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it's this,
no,
and then
specifically.
Why?
Yeah. I'm a nice person. I'm gonna up my 3 to a 4. I've talked myself into it as I've been going. I don't care that we did this individually, but you've moved my needle to a 4. So that's
a problem in a minute when there's a tie, isn't it?
It's a tie for this one as well. So 8 all on production. Plot. Predator. Carl, plot. We've already talked about tight plot.
It's tight. It's good. Scared the shit out of me as a kid. It's an easy 4.
Yeah, I've also gone 4 for that as well. Same reasons. It's I didn't see it as a kid, but it's a tight. It knows exactly what it's doing. It knows exactly what it is. Which brings us to In Bruges for a plot.
Why don't you go first?
Bit of a tiebreaker. So I've gone a 4 for plot. So again, it's a fairly straightforward plot in that it, on the surface of things, anyway, at least, where it is looking at a job gone wrong, and a guy having to deal with being in a place he doesn't want to be with, and coming across these experiences and situations that's not great, whilst being simultaneously essentially chased down by the big bad. But we talked about, didn't we? Well, there's a hidden depth to the plot, a depth which turned Carl around.
Yep.
So I'm intrigued, Carl. Where did you fall on the plot? Did it turn you right round, baby, right round?
I mean, where would we have been if you had stuck with your original production mark for In Bruges?
Would have been Predator taking a lead.
I've gone with, and looking at my scores across this, I don't know why, because where I rank the films, I actually rank Predator slightly higher. But I've gone with a 5 for the plot for In Bruges.
Which means that In Bruges nips it with a 9 versus an 8. A 20... Wait, hold on. 26 versus a 25 in the grand scheme of things. So In Bruges is our champion. So the biggest needle move in Movie the Needle podcast history turns out to be the champion of this bracket, round 2. And that will go forward to the grand final of the rounds of 16 that will come in the future.
We've also got something of a mirror from our first one of these that we did as well.
Was that Apocalypse Now?
No. So
won it, didn't it?
No, it didn't. No.
No?
No, it was second. It was before Sunrise.
Sunset.
Sunset, yeah. which I was very unhappy with because it's not a film I like. So this is slightly different in that I actually came round on In Bruges. But yeah, we've got basically your pick in number 1 again, and my picks in number 2 and 3.
Yep. So good depth, but you just haven't got the cream.
Yes, I suppose I've got the depth. But they do say girth's more important, don't they? So, right, very good.
There we go. In Bruges is our champion for today. So that brings us to the end. I hope you have enjoyed this. Carl, have you got anything else you want to...
Yeah, I have enjoyed this because you know what's missing from this episode?
More beer.
No, a game.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah. I mean, you can have another beer.
I mean, the whole thing's
kind of a game.
Kind of a game, isn't it?
All right, let's put the edit to the test, right? And let's wrap this up here and see if the editing Santa Claus drops a game in.
You think that's going to happen?
It might.
You think I'm going to create a game?
Fucking Taglies screams of 30 seconds prep.
Can't do Taglies with 16 films.
Isn't it?
This is going to work.
Isn't it what you just ask ChatGPT or whatever?
No, it's very complicated. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll record our outro and then we'll see.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. The editing Santa Claus has come up with a game, Carl.
Well, I didn't mean that, deadpan.
I haven't got a catchy name for it yet. But I did say at the very introduction that lapses of memory or memory lapses will be part of this. I'm going to test your memory, Carl.
All right.
So we've covered 16 movies today, okay?
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you to recall these 16 movies and answer the following questions. These games are usually done at the start of, so I'm less pissed when I'm doing this. It's a lot easier. So out of the 16 movies we have talked about today, which of them do you believe has the highest Letterboxd rating?
Oh, shit. Okay, right.
You've got your 16 in front of you, right? You're looking through them.
Yes. Doesn't help that I've written down the departion, but... I think it'll be between Shitlash, Joker, Lost in Translation.
And which one's he going for?
I think I would go Whiplash.
You're correct. 4.4, the highest rated movie from this block.
It's too high, too high.
Conversely, Carl, what do you think has the lowest Letterboxd rating of these 16 movies that we've covered today? Tricky, innit? 'Cause there's a load of shit.
I think it'll be fairly easy, this one. I think it'll be The Mummy.
Yeah, do you want to have a guess? You recall what it was?
I don't think it'll be... Will it be as low as 2 points? Yeah, let's say 2.7.
1.9.
1 point... Wow.
Yeah, that's low.
Wow,
right?
that's really low.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty low. You got that right. Well done. The most Oscar nominations.
Bet The Martian did quite well there. Ridders, etc. Could see Whiplash doing okay there. Could see Lost in Translation doing quite well there.
Oh, got to make a decision, Carl. I'm going to have to push you for an answer.
Let's go with The Martian.
The Martian, you say? Well, The Martian, I tell you, had 7 Oscar nominations. However, there was one film that had more than that. That film was Joker with 11.
Oh, yeah. How could I forget about Joker?
11. That surprised me, though. It still surprised me. Not 11.
Yeah.
Because it's not universally loved, is it? So surprising. So no, you didn't get that one right. Not bad though. 2 out of 3 so far. Carl, which of the 16 films that we covered today did you give the highest rating on your Letterboxd?
Oh, well, I gave Death of Stalin 5 stars. I've given Lost in Translation 5 stars. credit, it got 4.5, I think. I don't think there's anything else getting close to that in Bruges. I think I ended
Did
up
you
with
give anything
4.
over 5 stars?
You can't give anything over 5 stars. So Death of Stalin and Lost in Translation both got 5 stars from me.
Well done, correct. That is right. What about your lowest rating? Which one did you give the lowest on Letterboxd as it stands now?
Depends when you're looking. I've given
Particularly if you haven't fucking rated one of them.
I've given Whiplash 1 star in the past, but that's gone up to 1.5. Have I even put that up to 2 in recent times?
Grower.
I think it's going to be Whiplash. And I'm interested to know which one of them I haven't... Oh, no, I know I haven't rated one yet because the podcast episode hasn't dropped. So I haven't rated National Lampoons yet.
Oh, you've also not rated Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that's because that's only just dropped. Yeah. I need to...
So Whiplash, yes.
Yeah, Whiplash,
1.5. There was also another one you rated 1.5. Do you remember what that one is?
Could it have been... Oh, Joker.
Joker, yes. 1.5 as well, yes. Any of the, just as a little, I guess, sneaky peek, Nightmare Before Christmas or National Lampoons being 1.5 or lower?
National Lampoons won't be that. Nightmare Before Christmas will be in and around that, yeah.
In and around, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think 1.5
Not
seems
lower?
about right.
Yeah.
I want to recognise the technical feat of the claymation thing, but there's
Not to mention their hands
fuck
to get all
besides
the
that.
to get all the claymation going as well, not just their feet.
Very good.
All right, that's the game. Your test of memory. Your memory. There must be a good name here. But I've not got it to hand. Memory lapse. Memory taps. Memory.
Like fair play, that took a lot longer to prepare than it did to play.
Is that fair play?
No, it's a bit of a dig, really.
Yeah.
You should have just gone with asking ChatGPT.
You did well. 4 out of 5. Well done.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Carl, you got anything else?
No.
Well, that's all we've got. So if we move the needle for you, and even if we didn't, please do rate us, follow, subscribe, and give us 5-star review wherever you are listening. It really does warm up the leftovers for the algorithm and get us out there to a larger, less bloated audience. Our Twitter, Instagram, and Bluesky is MTN MoviePod. Our YouTube channel is at Movie the Needle. You can also find our page on Facebook and some occasional TikTok at movie.the.needle. All details are in the show description, so please do please do follow and comment wherever you are. That was follow and subscribe. Shallow. There we go. So from me and Carl, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is the end of the first year of our little podcast, so no attempt at a funny line here. I want to speak to all of our listeners, new and old, with a special New Year's... What's that? You didn't realise I was trying to be funny with these little close-out lines? Well, fuck you! Why don't you try it? It's not as easy as it sounds, you know. Whatever. Happy New Year. Goodbye. See you in 2025.